Hello friends, welcome back to your yoga practice. My name is Jess and today I'm going to be taking you through a MARINATE flow, which is slower, stretchier, and a little bit restorative. For our flow today, you will need one trusty yoga block. If you don't have a block, you can use something that resembles the yoga block, but for this particular practice, we are going to be using it a decent amount. So I recommend having one on hand. If you like classes like this, please consider subscribing to my channel or sending it to a friend so that we can practice together more often, and it means so much to me. If you would like to deepen your practice, maybe by coming on a yoga retreat with me, doing a one-on-one training, or just learning more in general, please check out my website at jrockyoga.com, and I'm on Instagram at jrockyoga. I'll see you on the other side. All right, let's get started today, and we're gonna get started on our bellies today in just a very relaxing position. I'm all cozy, so please feel free to get into the most cozy attire and meet me on your bellies. What you can do here is you can either make a pillow with your flat palms, you can make fists and stack them on one another, or you can place one ear onto your mat. Do what feels the best for you. And you might want to try them all on, right? So try on palms flat, try on fists, and just see what works for you. And once you find your starting position, your starting asana pose, allow your body to begin to soften into it. Maybe letting your heels drop out to either side. Letting your hips get heavy, heavy, heavy. Your chest and your heart feeling supported. And your forehead just dropping. Coming into your practice today with no expectations, just a willingness to show up and an awareness to be present with what is. Just begin to notice the rhythm of your breath. You don't have to change it or manipulate it in any way, but just start to notice that you're breathing. And begin to really laser in on the sensations that your breath gives you as it moves in and out through your body. Noticing the pace at which you breathe. Following your breath and noticing what areas of your body it expands as it comes in. And what areas fall and drop as your breath goes out. Our breath is our prana, which in Sanskrit is our life force energy. And if we move our breath and we're aware of our breath, we're moving our energy, our life force through our body. So right now, you're being aware of your aliveness. And keeping your awareness onto your breath. Gently draw yourself up onto your forearms, really relaxingly, and come into a Sphinx pose. Elbows are underneath your shoulders, heart draws forward. Take an inhale to lengthen through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, just draw and melt your heart forward. It doesn't have to be super active, but just allowing your front body to open. I have the bright morning sun right in my face today, and it's so nice. Where I film these YouTube videos for you, I love it so much in the morning because the light pours in and it makes all of these shadows, and it just feels so artistic. I feel like I'm in a piece of art right now. Let's take one more breath here in your Sphinx. And then as you exhale, extend your arms out in front of you, bring your palms to touch and get really long. Bring your legs together and let your forehead come down on the ground. Open your posture through your side body, through your ribs, and just really stretch. So fingertips go forward, toes go backward. The full length of your mat. And then slowly draw your elbows back underneath your shoulders, lift through your heart, find your Sphinx pose once again. So finding a little openness. As your next exhale comes to you, slide your palms forward, bring your palms to touch in prayer, and your legs together like one big tail. Let your forehead come down in between your arms and stretch, arms forward, toes back. Beautiful, and then slowly come on back up and take your block and place it right where your forehead would be. And then I'd like for you to extend your right arm out toward the right side so it's directly in line with your right shoulder. So you're not going up here or back here, you're making a straight line from your palm to your shoulder. And then begin to place your right cheek and right ear onto your yoga block like it's a pillow. If you have an earring like me, you might want to adjust it. Tent up onto your left fingertips and then start to roll over on to your right shoulder, placing your left toes behind you. And be gentle here. The block is so nice for this because it elevates your head and neck. You don't have to have your neck and your head dropping down. And again, find the rhythm of your breath here. And with each exhale, can you breathe into the front of your right shoulder and allow your chest to soften. Maybe your left heel drops to the ground. If after a few breaths you'd like to add on by reaching your left arm up toward the sky and then around your back, palm will face out, so the top of your hand will be on your sacrum. Then you can press down through your bottom shoulder and rotate up through your top shoulder. These are all just options. You can always be at the first option. Know that it's your practice. I'm here to suggest and to guide. And then we'll slowly release our left hand, send it up to the sky, and bring your left hand down underneath your shoulder. Extend your left palm out toward the left, and then place your left cheek and ear down on your block. Tent up onto your right fingertips and press into them, rolling over onto the front of your left shoulder, placing your right toes behind you. And just take a few breaths here. You might need to wiggle around or find the softness. Allow the block to support your ear, your head, your neck. Maybe your right heel drops to the ground. Maybe your right hand comes up toward the sky. And if you'd like, wrapping your right arm around your back, palm facing open. And so the top of your hand will be pressing against your sacrum. Maybe your bottom shoulder presses down and your top shoulder rotates a little more open. And don't force anything, just explore with curiosity. Our shoulders are very important to us and they have so many little muscles in them, so be gentle. Slowly releasing your right hand back up toward the sky and then placing it down underneath your right shoulder, rolling back towards center. You can remove your block and then extend your arms out in front of you, palms touch, legs zip up and let your forehead come to the ground, elongate and lengthen. And then this time, slide your palms underneath your shoulders. So instead of a Sphinx, we'll take a gentle cobra. Press into your hands, hug your elbows in, and press through the tops of your feet, finding openness through your front body. And as you exhale, press through your knees, come to your child's pose. And settle into your child's pose. Allow your torso to melt down in between your rib cage. Allow your forehead to be heavy. And maybe if you'd like it to be a little more active and less restorative, you walk your hands out toward the top of your mat and you feel the stretch from armpits towards your hips. And maybe you press into your hands and sink your sitting bones back towards your heels a little bit more. With each exhale, make space and drop down, drop in. In our vinyasa flows, we don't spend a lot of time in child's pose. Maybe we start here or we pause here. But really allow the integration of this pose to wash over your body. It's almost like we're a seed and we've been planted. We're curling in, we're getting very close to the earth. So what is it that you'd like to plant in your life that maybe will bloom or sprout down the line? What are the things you'd like to welcome in here? Allowing our child's pose to hold them. Start to press into your hands, press off your shins, and come up to all fours. Make a kickstand with your right toes by sending them out to the right, and roll to your right hand, anchoring your left foot, and your left arm will come up toward the sky, finding a very gentle side gate, side plank pose. Extend your left arm over your ear, and then spiral your heart up toward the sky. Finding some side body stretch and a little bit of heart opening here. And then circle your left arm down and place it on the mat. Draw your left knee down and place it on the mat, and then kickstand out with your left foot. Roll to left hand, left knee, side gate, side plank on the left side. Anchoring your bottom knee and your right extended outer edge of your foot. You can extend your right arm over your ear and spiral your heart up toward the sky. Find some stretch and some openness. And again, get curious. Where is your breath moving throughout your body? And if it's stopped, can you call upon your breath and bring it back in? Shoulder blades hugging, reaching. And then begin to circle your right arm back down toward the mat. Both knees come down. Sink your sitting bones back and come to your child's pose. Again, we rest here and maybe we bring back into our awareness the seeds we're planting. Each time we return to our child's pose, we can think about the seeds and feel them as if they've already grown to fruition. As if what we desire is already here with us. And allow the light of those emotions and those feelings to illuminate the seed and the pose of the child. As you inhale, press off your shins, come back up onto your hands and knees. Make a kickstand with your right toes and roll back over to side gate on the right side. Extend your left arm over your left ear. And this time, pick up your left toes. If that feels good, you can. If not, you can keep it chill and keep your foot down. And then I'd invite you to bend your knee, reach back with your left hand, and grab the top of your foot. We're just gonna go for a little stretch here. So think about spreading the toes on your left foot and squeezing your heel to your bum, and then press your hips forward and drop your knee down. So we're not kicking open and back yet, we're just dropping our knee down, heel to bum, squeezing shoulder blades. Finding a little bit of a stretch in the front of our thigh. And then if you'd like, you can kick into your hand, full open. And then draw your knee into your chest, give it a big hug, and gently place your left foot where your left hand would be. Straighten your front leg and rock back, half split. Allow yourself some space here, rock your hips. We might not be super warm, so this is more gentle. So as you inhale, think about bending into your front knee, and as you exhale, rock back, half split. Inhale, bend into your front knee. Exhale, rock back. One more time, inhale, bend. Exhale, rock back. Plant your right hand on the ground. Begin to rock about halfway forward. Make a kickstand with your right toes. And then just step your left foot back into your side gate. Extend your left arm over your ear. Place your left hand back down on the mat. and come into your child's pose. Pausing here, breathing into our right side and our left side. Sending loving kindness into our intentions. And may the ground be fertile for every seed we plant. And may we be patient while we wait for it to grow and bloom, and while we wait for ourselves to become the person who can hold our wishes. May we work diligently to stay present and kind and aware. Slowly press off your knees and your shins. Make a kickstand with your left foot, side gate left side, right arm up toward the sky, and extend your right arm over your ear. And just take a moment here, stretching, opening your front body. And then we'll slowly reach our right toes up, get long, and then reach back for the top of our right foot. Again, if this is too much, I know it's a MARINATE class. If it's too much, you can keep your right foot on the ground. Spread your right toes, squeeze your right heel to your bum and press your hips forward, and then just allow your knee to drop down toward the ground. Big deep stretch in the front of your right hip. Breath in, and breath out. For the last couple breaths, if it feels right, kick into your hand, open through your front shoulder. Keep your toes active, big stretch. And then hug your knee into your chest. You can even grab it in. And slowly guide your right foot to step to the front of your mat. Straighten your right leg, flex your toes back, half split. And again, wiggle it out here. Your knee can be super bent. I actually like to have my knee bent so that I can scoop my heart forward. I like the length from my tailbone out the crown of my head rather than being in a rounded spine. I feel that it's more beneficial. And then we'll slowly start to glide forward into our low lunge, lifting through our heart. And exhale, rock back. Inhale, glide forward. And exhale, rock back. Last one, inhale, glide forward. Exhale, rock back. Begin to glide halfway forward. Anchoring into your left hand, make a kickstand with your left toes, and come back into your side gate pose. Right hand down, right knee down, child's pose. Allowing your left side, right side to lengthen and soften. Noticing the gentle rhythms of your breath. Bringing your awareness back to the seeds that you're continually planting. Slowly start to walk your hands back up towards your knees. Let your palms face up on your thighs, and inhale, grow tall through the crown of your head. Exhale, open your mouth, big sigh. One more just like that. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, let your shoulders drop. We'll begin to come down onto our bums and our sitting bones, and taking your block with you. We'll place our block, actually take your block and gently place it next to you. We're gonna make our way down to our elbows and then all the way down to our backs. So not necessarily doing anything too crazy, just make your way down to your backs. And then I'd like you to lift up into a gentle bridge. Maybe you even lift up your heels and then place your block underneath your sacrum. So this all depends on what you need. Your block can be on the lowest setting. This has the most surface space, so you can really feel your sacrum settle in and relax there. If you feel like you want a little bit more opening through your front body, you can put it on the center or the middle setting. And I would recommend the lower or the middle setting since we haven't done too much warming. We've just been doing gentle stretching. If you feel very open, you can go onto the highest setting. I'm gonna keep mine on the middle. So place your block on the middle setting and then begin to extend your legs long and extend them wide as well. So really take up space here. And then I invite you to reach your arms back over your head and also wide. If you notice that when you do this, the block kind of moves around and you're not as firm on your sacrum, you can wiggle it about and find the right spot. And then once you find it, settle down and begin to just rest. Really allow the chains of your front body to release. No need to be moving forward or closing down. It is safe to open, and it's safe to draw your breath fully into your front body. And maybe you even notice that if you draw your breath into your chest or into your belly or into your low belly, you feel a stretch. So I invite you to breathe maybe a little bit deeper here and look for the gentle stretch that your life force, your breath gives you when you expand into it. And if you notice your awareness drifting away outside of this moment, guide yourself gently back to the sound of your breath, a sensation in your body, one of your senses. We'll never be completely focused, but we can always bring ourselves back. It is our joyful, playful work to guide our awareness back and back over and over again. And the more we do it, the easier it gets, the less time it takes. And then begin to slowly start to bend your knees, walk your feet in, and lift up on to your tippy toes or lift up onto your heels, lift your hips, and remove your block. We're going to take one more pose together, and I'll come up onto my forearms to reset and take my block right on the middle setting long ways so that it will go right in between your shoulder blades. We're going to take a supported Mayurasana, a supported fish pose. So allow yourself to find the very bottom tips of your shoulder blades. If you are someone who wears a bra, it will be right where that bra line hits, or your sports bra. If you're not, low tips of the shoulder blades works just fine. And then place your block centrally and waterfall your back over the block. Knees can be bent to start, and allow your arms to find a place that feels comfy to you. If this feels like it's a little scrunchy on your neck, you can actually scoot your bum farther away from the block and let the block slightly support your neck, the edge of the block. Otherwise, you can let your neck fully waterfall. And let your arms open up to the sides, palms facing up. I also like to play with reaching my arms up over my head and bringing my palms to touch. If this feels all right for you, maybe you extend your legs down your mat, and they can stay wide. You can bring them together. This is your practice. Dial your stretch up or back. And here, I'd like you to think about melting, like if your torso and your heart were just melted goo, honey, you know, some type of sauce, maybe a gel. Both edges of you would drip over the sides of the block. And with the more time we spend here, allow your body to get more comfortable becoming drippy and trusting that the block is stable enough to hold you. Feel free to move your arms any way that feels good. And make sure your breath is staying with you. This pose really opens our throat chakra, which is the center for not only our voice to others, but our voice to ourselves. How we speak to ourselves matters, and how we speak to ourselves translates into how confident we are when we actually open our physical mouth and speak to the world. You might want to unhinge your jaw, let your mouth open, even breathe through the mouth a little bit here, if that feels all right. Allowing yourself a little bit of a full surrender. If your mind wandered, allow your mind to come back. Begin to rebend into your knees, planting your feet on the ground. I love to interlace my fingers behind my skull and just guide my neck up because I feel like our heads are very heavy and we don't realize how heavy they are. So you can guide your head back up, place your elbows on the earth, and remove your block. Allow yourself to come all the way back down and extend into your Shavasana. To finish our practice together, we will breathe. So let's take a full deep breath in, down into your belly, and feel your belly expand. Hold your breath here. Breathe in a little bit more, feel your rib cage expand. Hold your breath. Breathe in a little bit more, all the way up into your sternum, into the crown of your head, and hold. Open your mouth, top to bottom, let out your breath. We'll do it again. Inhale, belly. Hold. Inhale, lungs. Hold. Inhale, crown of head. Hold. Top to bottom, exhale. Last one. Inhale, belly. Inhale, lungs. Inhale, crown of head. Exhale. Begin to release fully the control of your breath. And release fully any control you have of holding your body. And take rest in your Shavasana. You can continue to take as much time as you need here, but if you're ready to come out, begin to deepen your breath. And as your breath deepens, feel your life force begin to course through your body. Maybe gentle movements with your fingers and your toes. Maybe a full body stretch like the first one in the morning. And then you'll hug your knees into your chest, giving yourself big love. Rolling onto one side. Allowing your top hand to ground into the earth. Feeling its powerful energy supporting us. Then keeping your eyes closed if that feels safe to you, coming up to a comfortable seat. Inhaling your arms up over your head, big loving stretch. Exhale, hands come to your heart center, bowing your brain into your heart. Thanking yourself, mind, body, and spirit, for coming to your mat today, for honoring you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I hope that you enjoyed this stretchy, slow flow. If you did, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you'd like to dive deeper into your practice, perhaps come on a yoga retreat, maybe do a one-on-one training, or just learn more in general, my website is jrockyoga.com, and I am very active on Instagram at jrockyoga. I will see you next time.